had something that very few people ever have. When he cut off his payas, right, which is very hard for parents, it's very painful. It's a very big statement. Cut off his payas. His father gave him a big, huge, yummy hug and said what the right thing was to say. Right? I love you, and you're my son. And there was no trauma. There was no drama and no trauma when he did this. And he really spiraled off the derech and all of these things right into your very, very loving and accepting hands. Very gutsy and very hard to do. I always say that one of the good things about what I deal with, the crisis, even though it's so hard, at least I don't have to accompany parents through the spiral, because that is so painful. Watching a kid, just throw it all away, and how long was he in his room for? Like many, many months, and they get depressed, and they start doing weed, and the whole story. But instead of this, it's this. He's home, he's loving, and then the road up is much quicker. But very few people have the training that you have and have the guts to say, we're going to start now from the first step, right, to accept the kid. And I don't deal with those earlier stages because I don't want to be the captain of that ship, and I don't want to be the one telling, people out there don't understand exactly what we do and why we do. Like I got a call from someone and said, my kid wanted to do this and this, they're not trained yet. And they're like, I know that you say you have to give the kids everything, but I couldn't do that. I'm like, I don't say to give the kids everything that's the mahalach. It's about building the NKN like you're doing, building the nafshik shura b'nafshay. And you can't do that if you're saying no and you're fighting and you're arguing. You just can't. Or like I told you before, in extreme situations, you're going to find there's no middle ground. You can't have a middle ground, because either you're going to be saying, I don't support you, and then they're going to steal from you, and then they're going to fight with you, and they're going to be on the street, and they're going to be like these other thousands of kids who feel emotionally homeless even if they're sleeping at home. Or you're going to feel yummy, delicious at home. And in order to have that, you can't say, no, how come you did this? Why are you doing this? When are you doing this? Where are you going? Why? Where? How? When? You just can't do that. It's impossible. So in extreme situations, like in crisis situations like we have, you got to pick. You got to jump on a train. You're either going this way or going that way. You're not going to be able to be in the middle, because then, no, I'm not giving you money, and then every second you're judging them and you're getting it wrong half the time, because how are you supposed to know what they really need, what's a want, what's a need, what do they really need? So half the time you don't understand them. They feel misunderstood. They're hypersensitive. Boom, you're done. And parents are losing their relationship over that. And this kid, honestly, lucky. Mamish a neshama that was blessed. There's thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of kids who went off the derech and did not have this treatment from day one that your son had. From day one, from cutting off the payas, boom. If you don't want them, if you're not comfortable in them, I don't want you to have them. Saying the right thing from day one. And he went through his stuff. It's not like because he did that, he the next day was from, no, he went through his stuff. But with calm. He was never a street kid, never. He was never in a gang, and we forget that could happen. He never smoked. We have a family here. Oh, I was thinking about you, actually. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, I remember when you went to the Skver Rebbe, right? And his daughter, how far away is she from all of the bad influences, the drugs, the guys, the kissing, the making out, all the Averis, and all of the stuff? It's like a block away. How far does she have to go? To the park or to the whatever? And nothing. She didn't do all that stuff because, right? What did he say? He said, did you buy her a TV? The best thing, that she should stay at home and she should have a TV. And he understood that when you do this from the beginning, you avoid so much extra pain that kids have. So your previous kip didn't have that luck, But now this kid was in the right home that was TP trained and under your own stuff, because I don't guide for that. You had the guts to start this at the beginning. Many people do. It's happening more and more and more. Many people are saying, why do I have to first fight with my kid, hate them? You know what the worst, you all are going through a lot of pain. One of the worst pains, one of them, let's just call it one of them. I don't want to start calculating and judging how much pain stuff that you have. One of the worst pain is feeling that you hate your kid. Feeling that you hate your child is it's a curse. It's the worst pain in the world, that you want him to die, or you want him to just move, long live the Tsar, far away from us, right? Just like get on a train and just get out of my life, get out of my face. And that feeling is horrible, because it's against the teva. It's against nature. It's mamish, just like, oh. So a lot of people are starting when they're realizing, we already have like 20,000 kids or 30,000 kids that went through this whole spiral. Why do we have to only start accepting and stuff at stage 4? What do we think is going to happen when we take away the phone? Parents came to me years ago, like 10 years ago. Their daughter was 14. They caught her with a smartphone. So what they do? They took it away and they broke it. A couple of days later, they say, it's unbelievable. How is this even possible? There's another one. In her jacket pocket, they found another one. So they did what every good chinuch intervention tells you to do. They took it away, they broke it. A couple of days later, like a week later, the mother found, can you believe this? The cleaning lady found it. The mother found under the mattress another one. And this one, it wasn't locked. She saw, I love you, baby. How you doing, baby? I told him, you idiot, every time you take away a phone, there's some pimple-faced guy out there with an unlimited amount of phones that you're pushing her closer and closer to that guy. He loves when you take away her phones because he just has another one. And besides, the technology and the phones and all this is like the tzfardim in Mitzrayim. Every time you take one away, 2 pop up. That's what happens. You can't beat this. You can't win this. You cannot win this game. They can get around us and they can get stuff. The parents are still looking for a plan and figuring out how to pay for it. It takes 6 months later. You have a smartphone? Oh, I don't know where to go. And they just, boom, smartphones. Like by Kriya Sampson, where they pulled trees, apple, candies. It's like, choom, here you go. iPhone 72. It's not even out for the next 12 years. But I have it. Here you go. And people say, like, don't enable them. The kids on the street are the most enabled people in the entire universe. A new phone comes out, who gets it? Millionaires and kips. Kids on the street, they get it. How? They get everything. Don't give them money, because if you give them money, they're going to do drugs. I want to meet one guy that tells me, I'm clean now for 12 years. Really? What'd you do? Well, my parents didn't give me money, so I stopped cocaine. How could I smoke weed if I have no money? I just wanted, where does it come from? Well, you're not going to enable. What kind of a lesson is that? We have kids changing all, like you just proved it. Every group, basically, every day or every week in the TP family, there's somebody proving that when you supply it, it goes bye-bye. Not without the whole package, though. So this mother tells me, oh, I know you say yes to everything. Not if you're not doing TP. If you're just going to say yes and they don't feel what we want them to feel, which is deep connection, deep NKN, really part of a whole program, and they don't feel that, and they're just getting whatever, they're going to take full advantage of you. It's still better than throwing them out of the house and making them steal and causing good souls to do really bad stuff. But it's not about the giving. It's about what you're accomplishing. And sometimes we accomplish more when things don't work out than when they work out, which I want to mention because it happened this week to a family. So the story I always tell, this parents, they got a great gift bomb, an acceptance bomb, that they were taking their kip flying a plane. Okay? And here's what happened. The father tells me, oh, it was a disaster. They had to get there at 4 o'clock. Okay, so when do you have to leave to get there at 4 o'clock? It was wherever, it's an hour and a half away. They made up to leave 2:30. Father is sitting there in the car, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You know, if you come late, they'll kill you. If you're 5 minutes late, 1 minute late, what is the matter? Here, waiting for kid. Father was so nervous and so anxious that they're going to miss their appointment that he paid on a Groupon $70 for. That by the time the kid came in, he was all mad. Where were you? Well, okay, we're going to be late. We're going to be late. The whole way there, and she's like, you're so annoying. You're so freaking annoying, right? Can I smoke in here? No, you can't. Matt, the whole ride. They got there. They missed the appointment. And father's upset, she's angry, she has the hood all the way over her face, you can't even see it anymore, all upset, all angry. And the guy says, you know what, I'll give you, instead of the next 4 o'clock, I'll give you a 5 o'clock appointment. I'll call the guy back, whatever. She was all angry, she went, he was angry. On the way back, he tells me, you're not going to believe this, 3 hours of traffic. It was a nightmare. It was horrible. It was terrible. I came back. I needed a vacation. He said, you idiot. It wasn't about getting there. It's not about doing the thing. What would have happened if she would have come in a half an hour late? You wouldn't care that you're going to miss it. Why do you care that you're going to miss her thing? Either you'll reschedule and you'll have more time together, or you'll find a way to have it, which is what happened anyway. It's not about going on the plane. It's not about doing the thing. It's about bonding. So you threw away 7 hours of bonding. You were stuck with her for 6, 7 hours. You threw it all away because you were nervous about getting there. I gotta get there quickly so I can be friendly with you. I can't talk to you now. I'm all nervous because we have to fly a plane. So that way we can be close, and you're gonna feel comfortable around me. Ah! I mean, hello. So what should I have done? Chillax. When she came in, you should be like, hey, how you doing? Great, let's go. Put up the music that they like to listen to, roll down the windows, do what you gotta do so they feel that you are the safest person in the world. Why? Because then they don't need other people. They can do it with you, let them do it with you so they don't go, we're in a tug of war. People don't realize that. They can't be comfortable being them the way they are right now with you, they will find other people to do it with. So what would have happened? You would be laughing and put on some comedy and put on some music and the music that they like, and you could do whatever, make them feel comfortable like you're into it. Very loud, make it louder. That's when they make it lower, eventually. And you would have bonded, and then you would have been like, the guy would have said, it's 4:30. We're not giving you a plane, whatever, the same thing, and you would have been like, oh, man. Oh, all right, we're going to book another one. And then the guy would have said, you know what, I'll have it. And you would have said, great, and you would have hugged, and he would have been even closer that you got the 5 o'clock slot. Right, and then she would have had a great time on the plane instead of being all, father, stupid father, that messed up, angry at me, had tightness on you and complained. You did the exact opposite. And then she would have come back, you would have taken that beautiful picture that so many people have with the sky and by the plane. That's a great picture to get. You should all try to get that. And then you would have had 3 hours to bond, best friends, listen to music, you say what you like, you say what you like. The whole thing that we're trying to do is bond. And you threw the rope out because she was late and you weren't going to get to the place that you can have a good time together and bond. Would you do that if you were on a date? You want to date this girl and you really, really like her and you're not Hasidish, so, right? And you really, really like her and you're really, really hoping she's the biggest catch in the world and she comes a half an hour late. So you're going to throw 7 hours away because you couldn't go to the place that you rented a thing and it didn't work out for you, so you're going to blow 7. No, you're going to be like, you're not going to complain. And you're going to use the whole, so it's not about going, getting there. It's not like, oh, what happened? We missed the plane. Of course you missed the plane. Duh. They always miss the plane. That's like part of the thing. You get the next plane. So that's what we're trying to do. Now, what was I trying to say? I was trying to say that people don't realize that what we're trying to do is bond. James Bond. No. We're trying to bond with the person so they feel comfortable and at ease, and internally they go, oh, and they don't have to think 6 times. Is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? What? And then they could stop lying to you, and they could stop manipulating you because they don't need to, because they could be honest with you, because you're okay with them, and you don't complain when they're dysfunctional.